I think if you succeed, every mistakes become legendary. If you fail, that's just garbage. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody has great stories. Everybody had a lot of mistakes. Everybody have a lot of problems. But very few people listen to you. One day when you become successful, people listen to you and say, wow, you are great. I'm not that great. I was born in a normal family, and I'm not good at schooling. Of course, I tried to study hard, but as a boy, my school was not that good at that time. So I failed looking for jobs, looking for joining university, joining good schools. But I never give up. And I think there's one thing I learned. Why you should have a chance to be successful. Everybody should get used to fail, but not get used to be accepted by other people. Why other people should help you? You should earn the right to be helped. So the thing I learned is that don't give up. My opportunity has not come yet. When everybody complains, that is the opportunity.
We leveled up one of our major funnels and it rapidly increased the conversion rate.
He thinks, he puts his heart into what he does to be able to deliver.
You and Macy, both super sharp, man, and that's one of the biggest pleasures of working together. You guys are like diamonds, very hard to come across in the digital world.
Best looking profile on Upwork for ClickFunnels. I'm like, this guy is the best. Like, this is the guy I need.
He's so thorough with his work. He shows you what he's done, why he did it that way, how to access things. I just so trust him.
Yeah, really into the detail, and cannot recommend him highly enough. Buddy, thank you, for everything you've done, and yeah, love working with you.
Nothing But Up, the podcast, Season 2, with your host, Jameer Angelo.
Welcome to the podcast. This is Jameer Angelo, your host for Nothing But Up, the podcast. And I'm coming to you live here from my simple home office in the province of South Cotabato. And you're tuned in today to Season 2, Episode 4. And today is, today's Friday, May 13th. Friday the 13th it is. So I hope you guys are cool, and I hope you are spending your weekend right. So anyway, we intend to be with you for about an hour tonight. Tons of awesome stuff we'll talk about. We'll be having Renz, Lopez, and Shawn Villajos, two of my funnel builders at Funnel Expert PH, and we'll talk about why failure leads to career success. So it is I think it's a very relatable topic that we can probably talk about tonight. And definitely it's something worth talking about, considering the current situation that we're in, with the pandemic and all the crazy things happening in the world right now. So, and there's no better person to talk about this topic today than this two. They are both young, both hungry for success, both are so passionate about what they do. And yes, these two are prone to failing because of their youth. And that's a given fact, right? And if you've been with us since day one, most of our guests are successful, mature professionals, successful entrepreneurs that already, have names in their fields. But today is going to be different, right? Today we'll get some honest takes, genuine answers, and perhaps learn from their experiences as a as young professionals and having to do freelancing, right? But before we dive in, let's probably throw in some love tonight. So I know we got a couple, a few people watching and listening to our show today, and thank you so much for your full on support. Thank you to our entire Funnel Expert PH family. Thank you as well for supporting Easy Funnels Academy. People from Cebu, my relatives, my sibs, my mom, and my kids as well, watching back home. Thank you so much for supporting. And who else? To I think to I forget. I want to make sure I don't forget stuff here, but let's see. Yeah, Joffrey Arevalo. I'm sorry, man. I know that you're on vacation now. Lucky you. You're in Boracay right now, so I hope you're enjoying your stay there. To my other lead funnel specialist, Menard Kokoy Palacios Koy. Hope you're enjoying your stay in Cebu. And again, thank you so much for everything. You guys deserve a break. We've had a tough week last week as far as projects or handling. Projects for our company. But anyway, stick right on. There will be tons of information that we'll be sharing with you today. So let's probably try and talk about our topic today. So failures, failing, committing mistakes, learning, succeeding. So why does failure lead to career success, right? I mean, people in our society tend to view failure in a negative light. The most obvious example is, from schools, right? Where students are discouraged from getting failing grades, okay? But in the real world, on the other hand, failure can be a good thing, okay? And let's probably think about this. If you know Thomas Edison, right? In response to a question about his, mistakes or probably missteps, Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed 10,000 times. I've successfully found 10,000 ways that will not work." Now, what would have happened if he had given up after the 9,999th attempt? You feel me? There's so much relevance into that. And failing in your career can make you more successful in the future, right? I guess one of the best example I could probably share is no other perfect person than myself. I mean, a few decades ago, I was a struggling security guard, earning like 4,000 pesos monthly, and came a point during those times where I had to eat okra for 2 months. Right? Okra, 2 months. Because I'm left with no choice because I got no money to feed myself or even for my family, right? And and that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't want to eat okra anymore. It's totally because of that. Because every time I see it, every time I get to feel it, it always comes back to those freaking memories I had in the past, and that's a real story. Okay, so what did I do? I failed miserably, right? Failed miserably. Failed my family. Failed my kids. So I really had to make a bold decision as to how I can, probably improve my life and my professional career. So that is why I jump started my way in having to apply to BPO companies. Because, before, this is a funny story, because before, yeah, I do know how to speak English when I was in high school, right? But, after that, to college, drop out. Then I worked for fast food companies, became a security guard, and I took the balls to apply for different BPO companies. And in a span of a month, almost the entire BPO businesses in Cebu declined my application. And the funny thing was, I always go to the last level, which is the final interview. And when it comes to that, I fail. I don't know, but that shit happened to me. And a couple people could probably a good testimony as to what happened. A good friend of mine, Mark Alovera, bro, batch 41, people support, Experian. You know how we went through, man, during those early stages, and it was a struggle. And I was just merely lucky enough that people support accepted me, gave me another chance. I took another training for about a month with no pay, just to get my communication skills honed even further. And that was the biggest starting point during those times. So I worked for a call center company for 2 years. I was able to bring back the skills, the communication skills I had, which I lost, apparently, but I was able to get it back. And then that fueled me to apply for bigger companies and made me much money. But still, I really wanted to aim for more. So that's why it came to a point that I worked for a top publishing company based from the States. And that's worked there for 4 years. And that's where everything evolved. And because of those experiences, it took me from a mere security guard down to becoming a call center agent for like 8 years. And these are like few decades ago. And I don't want to drop the year. You probably know my age by then, but fuck it. But anyway, another good thing that we want to point out here is that failure keeps your ego in check, right? Best leaders are humble leaders. Failure fosters humility, right? Which is not only necessary for leadership, but for self-improvement. Intellectual humility means recognizing that we don't know everything. It allows us to acknowledge our limitations, seek answers, and accept new ideas, right? And another good thing about failing is that failure inspires positive change. And I don't know how I could probably stress this even further, but if you try to look, if you try to look at the layoff as a negative, layoff meaning losing your job, right? Like getting fired, right? It is somewhat a negative event or as an opportunity to go in a new direction. And I can talk until I'm blue in the face about people who weren't enjoying their jobs or perhaps learning new, who went on to more for fulfilling careers after getting fired or probably for restructuring, right? They were forced out of their comfort zone so they could follow their passion and make a bigger contribution in the society. Now, sometimes we all need to find a career success and we all just need a little push to be there, okay? And I guess probably the last example that I want to share is that failure teaches you what you want and don't want. Now, there's a strong evidence that shows we actually learn from all of our failures than our successes. And I'm a big believer of that, right? While some people may know their passion from a young age, like these two guests that we'll be having on our show, however, most people don't. That's why there is no substitute for test driving careers. Like if one job isn't the right fit, you can move on to the next, right? But by looking at each failure as a lesson, you are ahead of the game. Okay? However, right now, I think it's time. I think it's time to talk to these young dudes right here we have on our show. Let's get their raw perspective about our topic today. and perhaps for young professionals or for people thinking about making a career into freelancing or digital marketing or funnel building, this episode will truly help you. So let's start off with this young man who also happens to be a young dad, right? Um, Funny enough, I met Renz at a basketball game. This was years ago. And as far as I know him, before he began funnel building, he is a special education teacher specialized in teaching children with autism, right? And has been, as far as he shared, he's been searching for his meaning and for something that he loves to do. He felt like it was the missing link for him. But despite of having, his moral satisfaction and the love for children that he is teaching, there is still an empty part of him that pushes him to come out of his comfort zone and to try new things that will add to his experience and skill set. And then that's when he met me. He met Macy, our CEO for funnelexpertph.com. And we introduced him over to funnel building, right? And he immediately fell in love with it. Now, he's been working with the company for over a year. And as a matter of fact, he is one of the first few people that have brought to the team, mentored, coached. He received tons of bad words from me. I'm not quite sure why he's still here. He still has the patience to go through it, and I really apologize, man. I really wanted to get that out. You know how much I love you. I'm doing everything just for the purpose of making you feel that you are important. And the reason why you're getting some trash talks out of me is that I want you to be better, right? I want you to be better because I know in the future this profession that you chose will definitely matter for you in the future. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's all give it up for one of my funnel builder at Funnel Expert PH, Mr. Renz Lopez. Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm good. Man. So hello guys. Hello YouTube fam. Hello Facebook fam. How are you doing? I'm glad to be here. Actually, it's been a while. you know.
You know what, Renz? There's nothing to be scared about because, guys, for everybody watching or listening, for obvious reasons. I mean, Renz is a young dude right now, right? And never had experience working for corporate setup yet. For obvious reasons, never had experience going through a podcast. So let's not be mean. Let's try to support everybody, okay? Because the reason why I brought him in is I wanted to bring some new, fresh perspective, not just from highly professional people, but something from the ground up so that we can learn. And our viewers and listeners would be able to learn from it. But bro, before we go dive deeper into this, anyone you want to, shout out with or show some love with, go ahead.
I want to greet my support family, Kathleen, Clea, Belle, Mark, and my family out there, Mama, Papa, Kring, Micah, my friends. You know who you are, man. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Your Funnel Expert PH fam. What the hell are you doing, man?
They know who they are, man. Hi, guys.
No, you should. I think for most it's okay, but for Jam, Carlo, Jammy, we don't want to miss him because So show some love for Jammy, Renz.
I'm so sorry, bro. Hi, good. How you doing?
Okay. Renz, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You know that I've been bugging you to be here. I know that you are scared, but I really wanted you to go out of your comfort zone and feel confident about it. I mean, you got all the credentials there is, and probably the experience right now to be good and to do well in your career. And this episode could truly help tons of aspiring people like you trying to make things happen. at a very young age. Now, talking about age, how young are you again?
I'm 20 plus.
You're not.
I'm 26, man.
Yeah, 26 is still a young age, man. And yeah, that's definitely something that people would be able to probably have, the biggest takeaway, getting some learnings and thoughts from you in order for them to grow. And they'll be able to see how you struggled, how you went through, how you're able to succeed at a very young age. So we'll get into that later on. But right now, let's. I think next up, he is a man so passionate about so many things. One of which is the passion for food. I don't know if you would agree. Anyway, let's try to bring in a good friend of mine. I think if I remembered it correctly, the same thing. I met him first, probably in a basketball game that we hosted here in our place, and funny thing, talking about basketball, he believes in what Kobe Bryant said, and that is everything negative, pressure, challenges are all an opportunity for me to rise. And that's what Kobe said. Now, Shawn, he started working, just not quite sure about the age, but he had about over a year experience working as, a sales associate and technical support for a single company. And this happened for over a year for the company called VXI in Davao City. And after that, he, if I remembered it right, and Shawn, correct me if I'm wrong, bro, when I get you in, you went to my house asking me if there's a way that you'd be able to join the team. And I said, okay, dude, next week, grab a laptop, come here, and I'll train you. And then that's exactly what you did. You went jump on board. I don't know. Probably it may have been caused by his young age. Quit working, went through training, and then now, and a year after, is now a solid funnel builder for Funnel Expert PH. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring in no other than Shawn Villajos. Welcome to the show, Bo Belka.
Thank you, Jameer, and hi, Renz, and thank you to all the viewers right there. How are you guys?
Awesome, man. Well, we're all good, man. And I'm so glad to have you. So glad to have you. So, Shawn, anyone you want to greet today, show some love with, go ahead, please.
Yeah, sure. Shout outs to my family right there, to my friends, and especially to my Final Expert PH team, and to my girlfriend, Lenille. I love you, babe. That's it.
Are you sure?
Remember her, bro.
Guys, this episode is going to be crazy, and again, I really appreciate you for being on board. How's the weather in general Santos City right now, Shawn?
I'm not sure, Jameer, right now. I'm not sure. I think.
Really? You haven't gone out yet?
Fine.
Is it raining?
Yes. After I woke up, I've been here in my room all the time.
Yeah. And I heard you drank a couple of beers, man. Show us the evidence. There you go. Guys, for everybody watching and listening, just a little disclaimer. These two folks right here are so damn scared to be on camera and to be able to speak in front of you today. That's a given fact. And I can't blame them because, number one, they just don't have the experience yet. And maybe, I think it has something to do with their youth because, they might be questioning themselves if their thought process might matter. And I have to tell you, this truly matters, right? It is significantly important to know a perspective out of young professionals like them. So this episode is going to be a killer. And we'll be able to, dude, I don't know if you can see, but we get over 50 comments right now. So I think these are a couple of girls that might be raving for how you look, or I mean, for how it looked, right? Pretty faces and shit. But anyway, let's dive right into the topic because we're kind of like allocating maybe an hour full episode today. So we're gonna be going through some questions, comments as well from our viewers and listeners. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to start with Renz. What's your take about our topic today? Why failure leads to career success? If you can, share your insights about that, man.
You know, as a young boy back then, I'm committing failures, mistakes, over and over again because of my b- um, not very sure decisions, and then eventually they got collected, and yeah, I failed school, I failed my mom, I failed my dad, I failed everyone, um, and I get depressed at that time. But fast forward and today, I look at failure as um, a stepping stone or a stairs wherein you can achieve success. Um, eventually you are gaining more experience about it, about certain topics, and as you go on failures, you are gaining more experience, and you can no longer be called beginner because you're more experienced than anybody else out there. And
Mhm.
I guess when you start a new start, or when you start something new, you're not starting with a scratch, man. You're starting with an experience rather. So
Yeah,
that's how I view failures and mistakes.
exactly. And I mean, we have to admit, Sean's right here. You committed tons of mistakes, man.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, you know that, son, right? You know that, son.
Yes, I
Oh,
know.
I mean, sometimes I could. Sometimes Macy and Jolo, tells me that I think I'm throwing so much words in front of you, but I really have to admit that um, we are a new startup company, and I guess you guys know how my temper goes, and I think recently Sean got the best out of it a couple of days ago, right, Sean?
Right.
Yeah, and that happens. So it let's probably cite an example. So just we got Renz over here, right? This is one of the best examples I could probably give. Made multiple mistakes, even made major mistakes that we almost lost the client, right? But it built him stronger. Look at him now. Look at the skills he has. A year after, right? And I can totally be so confident to bring on tests and test to you, work on it as fast as you can, as diligent as you can. And there's something that I'm really, really impressed about you. So, dude, I've always mentioned this to you before. At an early stage, at a young age, make mistakes, man. Make many mistakes. Fail a million times. Because when you get to a stage like fucking my age, you get to establish something and you will be learning out of it, right? And there will be a good comparison between success over failure. And it's going to keep you motivating and keep you going. And Sean, and as I said, you got the best word out of me a couple of days ago. Bro, tell me what's your take about why failure leads to career success?
Yeah, sure. For me, failure teaches us to learn from our mistakes. So the next time we can avoid making the same ones, there will be
Mhm.
another time too. This world is full of second chances and opportunities. Here's the catch: just don't be too blinded from the hurt from your previous failure to see them. And I got this from Chris Bosch
Hmm.
during his speech towards late Kobe Bryant, when he said,
Ah.
"Legends aren't defined by success, but success are defined by how they bounce back from their failures. So
Boom. I saw
resiliency,
that. I saw that. I saw that, privileged speech by Chris Bosch. Nice. And what else can you say, bro? You froze.
uh, resiliency is key.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
very important.
I guess that's because of the beer.
Yeah, I think it's the beer talking. It's the,
By the way,
it's the beer.
here to boost my confidence. A little.
Yes, but dude, I mean, again, really appreciate you for all your insights, your thoughts about our topic today. And I guess right at this time, let's probably try to dive in to some of our comments right here. We'll probably start at the very bottom, dude. We got about 50 plus comments right here.
Oh,
I don't know where to start. But anyway, uh, let's probably go at the very. Yeah, I guess here's. Oh, biggest shout out to our one of our biggest supporters as well, Isa. Uh, Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. We got a big shout out as well from Kokoy Palacios, our lead guy right here. As well with Jolo. Oh, Jersey, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you, Mare. Appreciate you. And my ever supportive sister Faye. Hope you're doing good. Yeah. Our CEO, Macy, what's up? Nothing but up. So guys, keep your comments in. Keep it coming. We'll be going through all of your comments and questions. Shout out to them as well for watching. Thank you. Quiz. Do you know this guy? I don't know this dude, man. Do you know him?
don't know that dude.
Yeah.
Maybe
Black.
some other guy.
Yeah, fat ass nigga. Anyway, Ante Laling, thank you for watching. And again, our ever emotional Jam Carlo Umadhay, thank you so much for watching.
Hi, John.
And yes, Faye. Yeah, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. I know you're coming. See you tomorrow. This one is funny. Go Kuya 80. Who's 80, man? Joffrey, Joff here. Go, Shawn. Let's go. We got, I think, this is your friend, Renz, right? Lady Lean.
My good
Yeah.
friend, lady. Hi, lady.
Thank you so much for watching. Again, another one from Jamie. Shout me out, babe, or I'll never talk to you ever again. Jam Carlo Manay. Hi to you. All right. And we get so much comments right here, and fucking comment from Jolo here. I love okra. Okay, seriously now. Do you want to go there, Joe? Do you want to go there, huh? Doy is watching, guys, from Bohol.
Hi, Doy.
Hi, Doy. Hope you're good. We got one from Levine Michaels. Hello. Hope you guys are good. And, dude, I almost forgot. Shout out to Marky, bro. Let's talk sa Rock Weavers in your podcast soon, bro. We will. And get your boys to be on board, bro. Well, let's talk ball for a second.
Can I audition
So
for
Rock
them?
Weavers. No. It's too late. It's too late, man. We'll do that. Marky will do that. We'll do that, bro. I think that's a great idea, man. Maybe when the Celtics wins the series, crossing fingers. No, don't react. You too, don't react. We got many over here, Nene. Hope you're good, Nene. And wifey, Kath. By the way, Kathleen May Young Balda is one of my biggest bashers of all time. So I'd like you to meet Kathleen May. Hope you're doing good. Christine Fernandez, we have him on our show.
He's my good friend, boss.
Okay, I see. Hey, Christine, hope you're good. Rachel Balda, ang pogi mo. Who? Me? Renz? Or you need to specify stuff. Oh, man, come on. Who else? We got Michelle and Hichanova. Hi, hope you're good. Who else do we have here? Here. We got one from Auntie Laling. Guwapo. Kaya pala love gid ni Kat. Again, Ante. Who? Who is guapo? You should specify who is guapo. Again, this one, a very good friend of mine. I'm sorry, before we go there, let's take Moscov Gaming yan. I think Xiao is referring to you, bro.
Yeah.
The owner of Coles Cancy. Dave! Babe, asa na ka? Yatay mo. We got Chuck over here. They've come prepared. Big shout out to Queenie. See you soon. Wow! Okay. Okay. Who else do we have? Yeah, we got so many comments right here, guys. But yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming. We'll go through that. We'll go through every single one of it. But yeah, let's try and talk more about the topic. Or let's talk about you guys. I mean, friends, how is it being a young dad, bro? And how are you balancing your career over being a dad?
I'm not sure about that, but I guess I guess it's because of Kathleen. She's there all the
Mhm.
time. When I'm out there, she's getting my role, and then she keeps bugging me to do things, and when I get lazy, she pushes me to more than that I can do. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I am blessed to have you, Kat. I love you.
Now I'm expecting a big bomb coming from Shawn right here. I'm excited to hear that. But anyway, let's try and go back to that, Renz, because I think you already know that. I was also a young dad coming into this world. Got my first kid at age 18. LJ, if you're watching, baby, hope you're good. Um, it was tough. It was really tough, and having to balance a career over being a parent at a young age could be significantly tough for you. So I think you said it right. You said it right. You nailed it in the coffin when you got a good partner with you. It's kind of like balancing the entire thing. So you should be thankful, man. It's not every day that you're gonna be having a great partner to share your
I'm
life
blessed, man.
with. But you are blessed. You are definitely blessed. Plus, you got a perfect mother-in-law, perfect dad-in-law supporting you, right?
That's
So who
love.
couldn't ask for more, man? I mean, shout out to Uncle Boy and Auntie Laling for everything.
Hi, ma.
You
Hi,
know.
dad. Just kidding.
Yeah. Now, what about you, Sean? I mean, you fairly had a good share of working experience at a young age. What made you enter the BPO industry, and what have you learned with your experience working for BPO companies, bro?
Yeah. What made me enter the BPO industry?
Mhm.
Great question, Jamir. By the thank you. So basically, it just happened by accident. Yeah, for real, an accident.
Oh, okay. Now
So here,
let's talk more.
so
Let's talk more about that. Let's talk more about that. Okay, now we're talking. So
so
tell us
here's
more.
what happened. The only intention I went to Davao is because of someone.
Someone.
So
Was it Jamie or Nene or who
and
was it? Okay, go.
let's moving forward. So I was just walking around near San Pedro Church, and
Mhm.
then
That
someone
is in
approached.
Davao, right?
Yes, in Davao.
Then.
And
Mhm.
then someone approached me, tried to interview, and obviously I have no idea, zero knowledge about this. And when
Mhm.
he said, "There's a free meal," yeah, a free meal.
Now, now it goes back to food.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds funny. I know, right?
It
And
is funny. Go, bro.
and since I'm hungry as wolf, I did not hesitate to grab it. I did it because of the food. If you guys were going to put yourself in my shoe, I'm pretty sure you'll do the same, right?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
So and when the interview started, um I think there's five of us, if I can
Mm-hmm.
remember. One has a degree, and the other, I think it's a teacher. I'm not sure, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not expecting to pass, but little did I know I passed. And of course,
Damn.
I'm yeah, and of course I'm so happy. Not just that I passed, but because of the free meal.
Again, it circles back for you. That's a very funny story, man, but very interesting. I mean, that you're pretty lucky, man. I mean, I applied for like over 20 plus BPO companies, and only one, took the chance on me during that time. And you did it just for a single time because
Yeah,
of food.
that's true.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Sean.
I'm so blessed that time. So
the
mhm. So
the
my
world
working
is really unfair, right?
so my working experience in BPO just lasted a year. So I learned a lot for over a
Mhm.
year. First is patience. Working as a customer representative, especially if you don't have
Mhm.
patience, because sometimes you encounter a customer or client. Sometimes you get yelled or sometimes hearing curse words from them. And since you're a customer representative, you have to stay calm and also always smile because you're not just representing yourself, but also to your company itself.
Yeah.
And number two is empathy. You always put yourself in their own shoe for you to be
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to know what they're feeling. And three is clarity in communicating. Keeping conversations clear and productive helps both in resolving customers' issue as well as making good impression. And
Yeah.
lastly, problem solving and flexibility. So there's a lot when you're talking about what have I learned, but those were the examples, Jimmy.
Oh man, that's that's pretty intense, pretty crazy. I mean, looking back uh, of what you've experienced, that's really really funny, man. And again, it boils down to food. It boils down to food.
Let
You
me guess, bro. Is
fucking.
that pancit?
As far as
Is
I
it
remember,
pancit?
I think it's Burger King, I guess.
Oh,
Who would
Uh,
pass up on that food, man? If I were on your shoe, probably go there too. That's that's a fucking great story you got there, man. This is funny. Anyway, guys, let's try and go back here before I lose my mind with your story. Both of you've been in the company for nearly over a year now, and we've had so many projects together. We almost lost the company because of some certain situations that we had to go through. But you were always there supporting. So I really want to ask you, for the span of over a year working, and this goes for both of you, okay? How is it being, a funnel builder and doing freelancing? I think it probably start with Xiao right here.
yes, Jimmy. So I've been through a lot, especially this time when pandemic attacks, disappointments, heartbreaks, financially broke, too many obstacles to face, but it did not stop me to hustle because it's not the end of the world yet. I know each one of us been through a lot, but we need to be more resilient for us to survive. And also,
Mm,
what
that's
just
true.
like what I've said earlier, failure teaches us to learn from our mistakes, so that the
Hmm.
next time we can avoid making the same ones. There will
Hmm.
be another time too. This
Hmm.
world is just full of second chances and opportunities. Just don't be too blinded from the hurt of your previous failure to see them.
Wow. Miss Universe contestant number one. We got Sean. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you so much for your honest take. What about you, Renz? How is it
yes.
being a funnel builder and doing freelancing for over a year now?
I guess Sean did mention it all, but as far as funnel building and as being a freelancer is concerned, it's been tough for me. Um, it's like putting me in another world. You know,
Mhm.
I I've been on the both ends. Teaching
Uh,
children, from teaching children into making funnels. It's
mhm.
kind of weird.
Totally
Uh,
different worlds. Totally different worlds all together. I
yeah,
agree.
I
And
don't
then
know
and
how
then.
I don't know how to position myself there. And then eventually, a struggle came through, and I endured it all. Um, I didn't have option to quit. You know, I started it. I must keep going. That's my
Mhm.
mentality, bro. Eventually, I found myself. I found myself in the place that I couldn't imagine before.
Mhm.
I'm building funnels. I'm being in the digital world. I have been trained to teach or educate children,
Mhm.
but I have never been in this digital world wherein you are being very technical.
Mhm.
Slight mistakes makes a big difference.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's been rough for me, but um, I, I should keep going.
That's the mentality, guys. That's the mentality. As what Jack Ma shared at the onset of this podcast episode. Never give up. As cliche as this may sound, like what Shaw's doing here, drinking beer. He never gave up. He drinks beer all the time. Eats burgers all the time. And because of burgers,
Yeah, big.
we get a comment here from Ondoy. I love Kiddie Meal. Then I think I saw one from Jolo.
A
Pa
burger.
Burger Sean.
Yeah, most probably
And
next week.
yeah.
Oh,
And this is really crazy, man. But again, Renz, thank you so much for having the balls to share that over, man. I mean, that's that's one of the few things I've been telling you, right? For all of you, like both of you. It is important to know that at a very young age, you are really prone to commit mistakes. And I would really encourage you to do so, right? Commit more mistakes. Not just about work, not just about life, about relationships, or everything in general. Because eventually, as you go, my age, like 16 years old, you will definitely learn. Nah, I'm just kidding. As we go 40 or 50, you would certainly feel against it. And, you'll probably undergo, and I really hope you won't, having to go through midlife crisis. That's part of the journey as a person. And you're going to be facing that. If you don't have a solid base point or maybe a solid foundation, if you tend to become weak, you will fail, and that's an absolute fail in your life. So again, guys, thank you so much for sharing the insights. And again, you've been with us or with the company for over a year now. We will be making more mistakes, we'll be making more money, we'll be making more projects. um and I'm so proud of you both. From the ground up, I saw you guys, right? You can see how Shawn has progressed from 80 kilos now to 105. So you can
Now we're
clearly see.
talking. Now we're talking.
Okay. Dude, we got a couple of questions from our viewers as well. So let's try and bring him in. We got one here from our very own Coco Palacios. Let's put him in.
Personally handle failures and share to us your personal ways on how to get back up after a major failure.
Mm, that's a good question. So, guys, how do you handle failures? What are stuff you do to get back up?
I'll go first.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's take the floor, bro.
Probably I seek on some people to go with, like Kuya Joff and Kuya Kokoy.
Mm, mm, mm.
Man, they've become a great part in my decision to pursue this thing. Um, I get I get really distracted every now and then, but they keep bugging me about you should do this, man. Stop working on that. You should do this. And
Uh,
I'm very thankful to that, man. So um uh, greatest the way that I can cope up with those mistakes is just to be with those people that can understand me, with you guys,
mhm,
with my team. You know,
mhm.
without you, I don't know where I am today.
I am fucking emotional right now. And I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for it. It is true. I mean, surround yourself with people that will support you and who knows that's people that got your back, from day one. And then eventually, when you bounce back from a major failure, cite an example, maybe failing, to comply for whatever project or thing that you're doing, you bounce back strong and never give up. And again, as cliche as that may sound, that should always be your mantra in life. Whatever you do, never give up. Bounce back stronger next time, right? And what about you, Sean? What's your take on it?
For me, first thing that I do is I acknowledge first my failure, my mistake.
Nice, good. Hmm.
After I acknowledge it, try to accept an appropriate level of responsibility,
Hmm.
and also ask myself what can I learn from that mistake, and I need to move forward and think positive always.
Yes,
That's
that's the
my
key.
take.
That is the key. Never entertain negative thoughts. Always entertain the positive ones. And guys, I learned it the hard way. I've been a negative person almost half my life. And that's the reason why negative things come to me. Because the universe resonates to what you're doing. And having to live by that also could truly make your life, progress and be brighter, right? So that's a very good one. And again, Koi, thank you so much for your question. That truly means a lot. We got a question here from my sister, Faye. Let's bring her in.
What one trait does a person need to turn things around from being a failure to becoming successful?
Oh, that's a very good one. So, as what she said, what are the things that we do to turn things around from being a failure to being successful? Let's start with Sean.
Can you repeat that, Jameer?
Yeah, sure, bro. What is it that you do that can turn a failure into success? If I'm getting it correctly.
All right. Thank you for that one, Ate Connie. So for me, that one is for me to handle that kind of situation is to turn the bad ones to turn into
Yeah.
a good one. Is
Hmm.
just first is acknowledge it,
Yeah.
acknowledge it,
Definitely true.
and also move forward. And I think just think positive.
Yeah,
That's for
true.
me. That's my take. What?
Definitely. I mean, I totally agree with you on that. What about you, Renz? What can you say about it? Turning a failure or a mistake and being successful afterwards. How are you taking it or how are you doing it?
I totally agree with Sean. I think the first step of turning failure into success is to own it, own that failure. Because with that,
Mhm.
you are going to learn many things. You are going to know where you come short,
Mhm.
and then after that, you've come up with a solution. You come up with
Nice.
a plan, and eventually you'll just find yourself over the problem, man. So
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Yeah.
That's what I do when
And that is good. That is good. Internally, it's just like building a funnel, guys. As funny as this may sound, you gotta need to have a map for everything, a roadmap as to how you'd be able to accomplish things. And let's say when you went through the order form, funny, right? You went through the order form. Nobody bought your offer. What do? That's considered a failure, right? Nobody's paying your offer. Nobody's buying into what you offer. What do? You make tweaks. You make adjustments, right? Tweak the copy. Maybe record a different video that could be enticing to your ideal avatar or your buyer's persona, right? And when they buy and you get a little out of it, you get to see a little success out of it. Then you tweak more, and then you scale, adjust, optimize. It's still the same thing with life. When you fail, make sure that you have a roadmap to follow that. Okay, dude, I failed at this journey in my life. Now I need to make adjustments as we go, right? And again, it always goes back to what Shawn said. Think positive all the time, right? Not positive with COVID, not positive with drugs, but thinking positive right here. Okay. Oh, you have something to say?
Yes, and also Jameer, I'd love to add on that one. Is
Mm.
you need to do is take a break. Even things
Yeah.
don't work out, it's not the end. And
That's
also
another good
continue
one.
to set goals. Failures
Mm.
can be paralyzing. Stay focused
True.
and fail as a team.
Yeah. Oh no, you fail your own, man. I don't want to fail my team. You do it yourself. What are you talking about? Good one. That's a good one, Shawn. That's a good one. We got another one here. And again, Faye, thank you so much for your question. We got another one here. Right. Hold on here, guys. I think. Yeah. Who was the last one again? Was it Faye, my sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got another one from Coco. He keeps bugging us.
Renz, so my question is, why do you think people fail?
Wow, that's a good one. And this question is directed to Renz, right?
Oh my gosh.
Go. Answer it, man.
I think you start to fail when you enjoy it, when you lose control of it. You know,
Ah.
you start to fail when you have so much going on, and that's a good thing, because you're getting familiarized with the process,
Hmm.
and you're getting excited, you're getting there, so you
Hmm.
keep you tend to probably has a higher
Become
chance of
comfortable. Yeah.
yeah
Being
yeah
comfortable. That can be a bad thing too.
yeah, you get higher chance of getting mistakes, and a pretty common scenario
Yeah.
for human.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is true. Which is definitely true. And yeah, and again, I'm really sorry. Coco has been bugging us, throwing some questions for us, but it totally makes sense. It's a very, very good question from him. I appreciate you. We got one here from our very good friend, Undoy.
Has failed several times in getting a client.
What? Let's do it again.
Hi guys, so what advice would you give to a person who can't get a client or has failed several times in getting a client?
Ah, okay. I guess. Did you guys get it?
No, Jameer.
Now, I think he was asking, what can we advise for people on how, or I mean, for freelancers on how to get a client and for failing to get clients multiple times. Um, I think I'll probably answer it in behalf of us. I think one of the best things that we can do, considering the experience I have, is to really make sure that you beat your competition, right? And how can you go about doing it? Showing proof that you're good at something. It could be freelance. I'm sorry. It could be funnel building. It could be being a virtual assistant. It could be being a social media manager. Different kind of stuff that you can do online. So, how do you get clients? The only way to get clients is to show proof that you're good at it and you're dominating your competition. Okay. I had a podcast episode that certainly talks about it. I'm not quite sure what episode was it, but it clearly, or general speaking, it did talk about the ways and techniques on how to show and build your portfolio and how you'd be able to dominate the market and how you'd be able to engage with clients and how you'd be able to connect with them during the interview and how you close deals. So I'm not sure if I'm sorry, but I think we don't have the time to pull everything together. But I'll probably drop the link for you, Doy, for you to take a look. But again, thank you so much for I'm sorry, your question. And we got another one here from my brother, the builder for Easy Funnels Academy. Let's bring him in.
Hi Renz, hi Xiao. Yeah, my question is, well, profanity aside, right, we can conclude that all we have achieved after half a century of being an independent nation is a rickety socioeconomic structure built mainly upon the bickerings of self-righteous leaders combined with the apathy of the masses. So, why?
Okay, Xiao, you answer that.
You got me right there, Mark. You caught me off guard right there, Mark.
That's one hell of a question, man. Are you talking about profanity, talking about politics? What the fuck are you doing, man? I mean, that's bro. I'm really sorry, but I don't think we can answer that as much as I wanted to. My brain has frozen from that question. But kidding aside, brother, we'll be meeting soon. I know you'll be flying here to to my place with Faye. So hope to catch up with you. Thank you so much for your silly question. You dumbass. I hate you for that. Anyway, let's move forward. We got one from Dave, the founder of Goals Scansy.
What do you think is your greatest failure that improved your life?
Oh, that's a good one. What is your greatest failure ever that improved your whole life? Now, we're not talking about just career here. We're talking about your life. What failure was it? I know both of you are young, but I know that you've gone through tons of failures already. What was the greatest failure up until this very moment? Turn things around. Let's start with Renz.
You know, as failure goes, I consider failing school as my greatest failure. You know, I have been an honor student since elementary, and top of the class when it comes to salutatorian. And then here goes the high school, adolescent stage. I guess I'll consider that as my greatest failure because I failed my mom there. She has a great expectation towards me, towards my possible careers in the near future. But you know, I fucked up, man, and then I consider that as my greatest failure. But I am thankful for that. Because of that, I am what I am today, and
Yeah.
I it molded me to become. It molded me to see myself as I am. Not just fancy ass.
Yeah, I know. No, it
bookworm
feels.
around the corner, and then it it, it kind of makes me feel complete. With that failure, I grew up on it. Without it, I don't know what Renz is today.
Yeah, true, true. That's a good one. And again, nobody could ever judge you. I was a college dropout, Renz. Right? I messed up my entire life. But look at me now, right? So, regardless of how many times you fail, as long as you get back up, get your ass working, you will definitely succeed, man. So, it's just the start of it. You're so young. There are tons of things that will happen to you. But I'm really happy that you were able to acknowledge that at this early stage, and you'd be able to hone yourself from it. Now, what about you, Sean? What was your biggest mistake? Don't tell me about food, man. I'm so.
So yeah, for me, for that I have faced different challenges in my career. I have stood up to them to my full potential. In one of these tasks, I feel did not deliver the expected outcome. It was during the initial years of my career. I was part of a team with the other experienced co-workers,
Mhm.
and we were given the responsibility to improve the target by I think 20% at the end of three
Mhm.
months. That that is our sales
Mm-hmm.
quota. So
Mm-hmm.
each one of us worked with great zeal to achieve it. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the quarter, each one of us managed to hit
Mm-hmm.
16%. Although we were praised for the collective effort, I personally felt disappointed
Mm.
during
Why?
the course because I failed to reach the quota of that one
Uh,
in one quarter. So during the course of the task, I gained experience required for working in a corporate
mm,
environment, but I feel I could have given better results at the end of it. I took it as a motivation to yield improved numbers to
mm-hmm.
attain given figures with ease.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that my team acknowledged my effort and growth at the end. Although it
Mm-hmm.
was not exactly a big failure, it ended up being a guide for me in tough circumstances.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So you see, guys, if you kind of like, if you're listening closely to what we're talking, right? Two different personalities we have in front of you, right? Um, you know, Renz shared what was the biggest failure he had, and look at Shawn here, right? Two different situations, two different outcomes, but there's still one goal, and that is to never give up and stand by it. Okay? That's one thing that you guys need to remember, right? Regardless of your age, your race, your color, or whatever political affiliation that you're with, really doesn't matter. As long as you stand by it and you bounce back strong, definitely you'd be able to get that. Dave, thank you so much for your question, bro. I'm going to meet you soon, this coming June. In Cebu. Thank you for your question.
Free
Another
Catholic.
good friend of mine.
Samir, Renz, and Shawn. So, my question is, with many roadblocks or failures that you had to face, what is the most significant one that you can say plays a big role to your success now?
Okay, again, another good one. What plays a significant role for you guys? A failure that played a significant role in your success today. And I guess it is safe to say that we could probably talk about work now. Your stint with Funnel Expert PH. Renz, maybe you can start off with that.
The greatest failure that I can consider um, that contributed to where I am now is I think my delayed in graduating college.
Mm.
It delayed me to the extent that I am a pandemic graduate. I didn't have,
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
and
Okay.
then I remember reaching out to you, boss,
Mm,
and told you that if I can learn funnel building, you
yeah.
know, um, I was desperate at that time because I feel like I'm no use to
Mm,
I don't have an impact to my society as well as to 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 my partner Kathleen.
mm,
So I had that motivation in me that I should get a job. I should practice skills. I should
mm,
learn what I can today, so that later on, when the opportunity comes, I can offer myself. I can um, exert effort 100% to it.
yeah.
So
True.
yeah, that's
True.
that's
True.
you know.
That's a good one. That's a good one, actually. Yeah. What about you, Shal?
Yeah, for me, same like Renz, feel like useless from that time. So
Mm-hmm.
right now, I'm so blessed that I have this kind of job and I love doing it. So it's clearly I have a good shot at doing this full time. It begins, um, I think, it bring us back to first exercise, which was to identify the thing that you love to do.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
lucky
that's
you got it at a very young age. So, as you you guys may know, funnel building is really not for everyone. It's not for the weak. It's not for the for people that uh, really doesn't have the balls to explore, and you were given the opportunity to see it beforehand, and that made you probably made you who you are now. You can see how I work. You can see how Macy work. You can see how we work our ass off every day, no breaks, right? But you guys know how we enjoy life. Also, you guys know how we party, right? You guys know you damn well know how we do stuff fun way. But yeah, again, Sean, thank you so much for that, bro. Appreciate you for that. We got another one here.
What is your best advice to a person who does not accept any failures but is so determined to succeed in what he's doing? And how do you gauge failure and know when it's time to quit and maybe it's time to perhaps focus and shift your attention to something else that you're better at? Thank you.
All right. Yeah, that's a good. Again, that's a very, very good one. Let's probably start with you, Sean. How do you do that?
So for me, is it, by the way, Jameer, is he asking is how do you know when it's time to
How
quit?
do you know? Yeah. How do you know when it's time to quit?
Yes,
How do you know when it's time to progress?
there I think there is the signs that just that it's time to quit your job is first is you're not learning.
Mm-hmm.
Number two is you're learning coping mechanisms rather than skills.
Ah,
Three
gotcha.
is it's no longer encouraging your growth.
It's no
And
longer healthy.
lastly,
Yeah.
yes. And lastly, your workplace has become unhealthy. That's for me. That's my take,
Yeah.
Jameer.
So the funny thing about what you said, Sean, is that you mentioned about being healthy. Now, what the fuck happened to our weight, man? Is it because is it because of Burger King or shit? All right. I guess again. Thank you so much for bringing in the question. I think this guest that we had happens. I'm really sorry, but I forgot your name. But this happens to be one of a top management role for Lexmark Philippines. So thank you so much for bringing in that question. It's a very legitimate one. Appreciate you for that. We also have, I think, Renz, you take this. This is from Vem.
Hi, Shawn and Renz. What advice can you give to those who wanted to start freelancing but don't know where or how to start?
Again, that's a good one. What advice can you give, Renz?
When starting freelancing, I do consider myself as a beginner, though I started with the determination. You should have that one. You should be decided to pursue things. The road is never gonna be easy. Um, Being a
Which
freelancer,
which road are we talking about?
the
Road
road
in Lake Cebu, in Tibuli? Which? No, I'm just kidding, man. Go ahead.
the road is never been easy in that sense. But I guess you should always have the determination, the passion. you know Money always comes as a plus afterwards
Yeah.
when
Mhm.
you care for your clients, when you have that passion on your work. You must
Mhm.
love your work, and you should not care about the time, man. When you work
True.
for you know and eventually it will grow in you, and eventually it will lead you to where you want to be.
Mm, definitely. And there's something I want to add there. For everybody starting out, becoming a freelancer, I guess you nailed it right, Renz. You have to know where you are passionate about, right? It's not really about money. If you come into a job thinking about money, it won't take you places, man. So let's say, for example, uh, let's have, because this is the common, or I mean, the most typical thing that's happening in the world now. You've worked for a BPO company for like 8 or 10 years, right? and then the pandemic hit. You were left with no choice but to look for jobs online to sustain not just your lifestyle, but perhaps to provide for your family and all the needs for your family. Now you have to make changes, and that means drastic changes. So how you can go about doing it? If I were to advise, I would literally say that pick something that you are passionate about and be really good at it before even thinking about applying. Why? You have to consider the amount of competition you're facing at this current day and age. Just the country, our country alone, imagine how many millions of Filipinos looking for jobs, right? What about China? What about Singapore? What about Bangladesh? Now, what about India? Millions and millions of people, right? And why would a company hire you, not the rest of them? You see what I mean? So that will separate you from the rest. Be passionate, pick your skill, be good at it, build a following, create a portfolio, and then begin applying, right? The rest will follow, right? You could jump into places and be, inconclusive about what you want to do, right? It won't take you places. But again, Vem, thank you so much for your question. We got another one from Dave from Coles Cancy.
Would you consider failure a failure if you can fail successfully? What do you think?
I guess you got it, Shaw.
Got this, Renz. You got this, Renz. I know you got this.
That was one hell of a tough question. Dave, you're crazy, man. Even myself, I don't know how to answer that. But I think I need tissue right here. You guys have some tissues with you? Damn. What a question. Dave, I'm going to message you after this and I'll answer you. All right? It's just so tough to answer, man. How about you guys? Can you answer that?
I think Renz can answer it.
Yeah, I think also. I also think Renz, go. Take the floor, bro.
But I think Shaw is racing.
Oh Jesus, Dave of course, Cancy, bro. I love you, but that's one heck of a question you had there. Anyway, let's try to move forward. As we're somewhat close. We are over an hour, guys. So see, we had fun, right? Let's take another one from Shandy.
Hello. So I just want to ask, what was the biggest failure that you've considered in your life, and how did you overcome it? Also, were there any key individuals or like mentors who help you?
Yeah, I think we were able to answer it, right?
We're able to answer.
But yeah, I think the last part that's probably tackle that. She was mentioning about key individuals or mentors or coaches that probably helped us to go through. I'll probably start. The best ever I could say is no other than our CEO Macy. So I couldn't be so much blessed and thankful to have her. Made myself more balanced, and I was able to really started to believe in myself. Because before I never had that, man. I lost it. But when we started to move here, we were able to go through everything. Again, thank you so much, Mace, for everything. Yeah, Renz, what about you, man? Your mentor, or probably a person who influenced you, helped you throughout.
I never had a job and never had a working experience. So I'll consider you, boss, as my greatest mentor.
No.
and Shawn as well, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what I mean. Are we talking about Mobile Legends right here, or what are we talking about? Ooh, Anyway, thank you, Renz. Shawn, do you have something to add, or do you want to go with the next question? Will you take the next question?
Sure. We're going to move.
Let's take the next question, and this goes. It's a surprise.
How did you recognize or realize that you fail?
From your sister. Go.
For me, I would recognize that I fail is I think that I'm not learning from it anymore. I'm not happy for what I'm doing, and also I guess I'm out of words.
Sweet, sweet. Thank you so much for your question, sweet, and for everybody to know that's Sean's sister. Yeah, sweet. Thank you so much for giving that question. We got Sean caught red-handed right now. I appreciate you. Appreciate for you that. And I suppose this next one will have Renz answer it.
What was the hardest point in your freelancing career and how were you able to overcome it?
There, you know this person?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Ten.
Tenny. Yeah,
Hi, Ten.
Tenny Naika. Yeah.
So with that matter, I consider you
We're
know
talking about your freelancing career, huh?
greatest failure, right, in
Mm.
freelancing industry. I think the greatest failure is when not everything lined up. As for anybody's knowledge, I am currently enrolled in a school right now, and pursuing
Mhm.
masters. And I keep having problems from the school, at home,
Mhm.
and work. So it kind of messed me up. It mess my mind sometimes, and I think mishandling that is a greatest failure in my entire career. You know,
Mhm.
you can't do funnels when you have things in mind.
When you got a lot of things in mind, that's true. That's true. Certainly true. You gotta stay focused, and yeah, and I guess Rez, you were able to gracefully overcome it because of you got a great and awesome partner.
Thank
Um,
you.
let's hide the name by the name of alias Kathleen May Balda. So great job, great job for having a great partner with you. And probably, I think we're down to the last question. We have Twinkle, Rosa and Rodriguez from Cebu. Good.
How do you manage your time and what are the challenges that you encounter as a freelancer?
Thank you so much, Twinkle. Thank you so much, Twinkle. So, yeah, let's probably go with Sean.
Yeah, sure. How do I manage my time? So
By
first,
buying burgers, right?
first is I figure out how I've been currently spending my time. Second one is creating a daily schedule and stick with it.
Hmm.
Three is prioritize wisely.
Yep.
And group other one is group similar tasks together. Avoid the urge to multitask. And lastly, learn to say no.
All right. No.
Say no.
What can you say, Renz? Say no. No.
No, no.
No. Dude, it's been a blast. We're spending like about an hour and a half now. So see, I told you there's nothing to be scared about. It's going to be fun. We were able to help and inspire tons of people. Thank you so much for everybody that throw in some questions. We get a couple comments before we end. Let's try to go through some of it. Um, this is a good one. Mo gali na ubos ang burger ta. So alams na. So that's right. I think I would probably agree to you. We got one here from Mark. See you tomorrow, guys. See you tomorrow, bro.
You.
Hope you're good. When you commit mistakes, another one. When you commit mistakes, do you give excuses or own it? That's a good one. Uh, let's start with Reds.
um, I usually own it because I am um, admitting that I commit mistakes all the time. And
That's owning it. Yes, that's right. Sean, what about you? Quickly,
Yeah, for
do
me,
you give excuses or own it?
no, for me, it happened just a week ago. Um, and I acknowledge it. And I don't give any excuse. I did not explain my side, so I don't give a shit. I own it and move forward.
Move forward. That's it. Own it. Move forward. That's the only way to grow. If you don't own it and you keep making excuses, there's a high probability and tendency that you're not gonna be solving anything. As a matter of fact, it could create tons of chaos for you and your family. And anyway, shout out to Haxo who's watching right now. Taga USA si Shawn ba? No, right? And what we got here, we got a comment from your mom, Shawn. Mom Ella, hope you're good. Thank you for watching.
I'm
We got a question here from Jeff, good friend of ours from Cebu. If there were no failures in your way, what would you need to do to find success? Who wants to answer that?
I think Sean.
Yeah,
Sean is ready. Let's go with Sean. The beer speaking right now.
uh, what would I need to do to find success is be passionate about it and do what and do what you love. Be good, and by that I mean damn good. Create ideas. Be persistent.
Yeah, nice. Nice one, nice one. Jeff, again, another good question from you. Really appreciate you. Thank you for that. Let's go on to another one. Uh, we got one from Mark. Uh, why? Because I can. Okay. I think that's his answer to his question. I believe so.
Really one.
We got another one from Kokoy. As long as you, and Kokoy says, can't. That's an inside joke from us, guys. So let's go here. We got one from our beloved Nene right here. We are all here to support you. You don't need the society's validation to compensate your feeling of loss. You just need us. Wow. It's
Wow. Thank you, Nat.
heartfelt, Nate. Thank you so much, Nate, for all your support. Appreciate you for that. Again, we got one from Joey, I guess. Shout out to you, partner Kathleen May Young Balda. Ooh.
Hi, Joe.
Somebody's trying to tempt us with an ML break, so we'll probably do that later today. We could probably do that later today. We got, I guess, your friend here, Renz. True, money will make you happy for a while, but will not sustain your happiness in the long
Actually,
run.
she's
Very,
Korean also.
very. Really,
Yeah.
we should hang out with her sometime, bro. And and maybe grab a couple beers, maybe with, and have her introduced to Kois Roger. Um, it's about time to talk to a Black American somehow. So she's pretty white, so that's a good one. Joey. We got one here from Jersey. Jers, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your question. Kim has a question for Renz and Xiao. Have you ever failed a boss friend? How did you feel about it? Kim, I hate you, man. Well, this too did actually not too long ago, and I really don't want to talk about it. It's it's the past. I don't want to dwell on it anymore, man. Kim, thank you so much for sticking around, bro. I'll tell you when you get here, when you get home. Okay. Yeah, and I think that covers everything, man. So exactly 1 hour and 30 minutes. Again, I totally appreciate you both. Imagine, see, we did enjoy. I enjoyed it. I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed a hell of a lot with the episode. So, anyway, any parting words or final words for our listeners and viewers that's looking to do the same as you to work as a funnel builder? Let's start with Renz.
Guys, if you're looking for a freelancing job or freelancing journey, you have to find where you are good at. You must know your weapon before going to battle, and after that, you should have passion. You should be consistent, and
Mhm.
everything follows it. Yes, that's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Thank you so much, Renz. And what about you, Sean?
Yeah, for me, my final words to you guys is just work hard, and not just to work hard, but to work smart as well. Because here, time is very important. Get the job done on or before the deadline. Don't just easily give up, and always give your 100% effort to it. Communicate as well. It's very important to build rapport to your client.
True. And again, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I really appreciate you. It has been a phenomenal episode so far, and I never imagined you to open up, your thought process to the world. And mind you, I intended not to mention this to you, but this podcast episode is being listened to about 27 countries, and that's a volume. Just so you know, now you know. And we are being, 27 countries across the globe, and we are ranked number 7 in the digital marketing space. And you are now part of it. Okay, so I intended to tell you this at the end part, so you guys will have the balls to be here on the show now. So I'm so happy you made it. It's been a phenomenal episode, is what I said. It's been great hanging out with you. Thank you so much for our listeners and viewers. Once again, this is Jameer Angelo, your host for Nothing But Up the podcast. This is season 2, episode 4, and I'll see you on our next episode. Peace, y'all!
Sage about the flex. Sage about the flex.